According to the National Institute of Health, alcohol is the most widely used substance among America's youth and can cause immense health and safety issues. The power which rules within us when its state is accordant with nature so acts in every occurrence as easily to adapt itself to all present or possible situations. It requires no set material to work on, but under proper reservation needs the incitement to pursue and makes matter for its activities out for every opposition. This quote from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius speaks to the power of the individual to adapt to their environment and make positive change. With that being said, alcohol use among adolescents is a complete issue. Positive changes. With that being said, alcohol usage among adolescents is a complex issue requiring a multifaceted approach to address the physical, psychological, and social aspects of the condition. Through proper guidance and support, adolescents with alcohol-related issues can overcome their difficulties. We all have an inner power to adapt to whatever situation we're in. And when it comes to alcohol use or abuse being prevalent in the lives of young people, they're more likely to develop an addiction due to their own resources being persuaded towards such activities. That leads us to the question, how does the relationship between U.S. adolescents and alcohol impact their lives? Hi, my name is Karina Cuevas Gutierrez, and I'll be speaking about alcohol among adolescents. The relationship between U.S. adolescents and alcohol can have a significant impact on lives, both short-term and long-term. It especially has its negative effects on cognitive impairment, risky behavior, and education. Possible solutions are to offer comprehensive prevention programs in schools, provide resources for help with addiction, educate teens of the dangers of underage drinking, and create a supportive environment at home. First effect is cognitive impairment. According to this infographic provided by the Youth Frontier, alcohol causes lots of issues in the brain. As you can see, alcohol in the forebrain causes reduced inhibitions, reduced ability to plan and prioritize, reduced behavioral control, and effects in the subchoroidal to midbrain cause reduced emotional control, impaired memory formation, and increased dopamine and dopamine reward pathways. The hindbrain effects are reduced coordination, slowed breathing, and slowed heart rate. A computer uses absorption data to show levels of activity using color. The color indicates which parts of the brain is more active. Susan Tappert has a PhD in clinical psychology and displays brain scans in 2 different 15-year-old males. As displayed, the red is more prominent in the 15-year-old non-drinker compared to the 15-year-old heavy drinker. This means the brain is more active in the non-drinker due to the effects of alcohol not being involved. Equally as important is it causes increased risky behaviors. According to the CDC, the 2019 Youth Risky Behavior Survey found that among high school students during the past 30 days, 29% drank alcohol, 14% binge drank, and 5% of drivers drove after drinking, and 17% had gone in a car with someone who had been drinking. As we can see here, 70% of teens admit to drinking, 85% who say they drink also binge drink and drive. 40% of 10th graders drink alcohol as well. As I previously stated, most teens who drink also drive. As we can see in this pie chart, there are a variety of casualties that can occur. The leading cause being traffic deaths, and that's not to mention the homicides, suicides, and other poisonings, drownings, fire, falls, and etc. Next is education. In this infographic provided by the U.S. Army, 4 out of 5 college students drink alcohol. 95% of violent crimes on college campuses involve alcohol, and 1 in 4 students report academic consequences from drinking. Things like drinking alcohol, performing violent crimes, and grades are all factors that affect one's education. As we can see with this graph provided by the CDC, kids who drank alcohol before the age of 13 had the highest percentage in getting D's and F's, along with those who currently drink, which came in at 40%. As we can see in all categories, alcohol is associated with the D's and F's and can be due to multiple factors, one example being, as I previously mentioned, the cognitive impairments that affect memory. This data provided by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration states that from ages 12 to 13, 2% of middle school students drank, 10% of junior high, 23% of senior high, and 59% of college students drink. That's not to mention the grade and attendance issues that come with that. As stated here, 1 out of 4 college students missed a class, 1 out of 5 also reported to do poorly on a test or project due to alcohol use. Over here states students who binge drink are 3 times more likely than those who don't to get D's and F's on their report cards. And nearly 1 million youth under age of 15 start drinking alcohol each year. Solutions for right now are to offer comprehensive prevention programs in schools on teaching skills that focus on decision making, communication, problem solving, and coping strategies related to resisting peer pressure when it comes to drinking, and providing resources to help with addiction. Some limitations, however, are the comprehensive prevention programs have limited effectiveness without parental involvement and reinforcement outside the classroom, along with providing resources may not be effective if we don't ensure access to adult mentors and guardians, so adolescents are comfortable sharing their personal matters with their parents. Thank you. Any questions?
Woohoo! Sorry, no applause, it's just me. All right, first question. What evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why didn't you use it?
One evidence that I gathered that I didn't use was along like the physical damages to alcohol usage, because there was evidence on it. However, pertaining to adolescents in general, there was more so like pertaining to the older people who are adults now. So the evidence wouldn't have really went coherently with teens.
All right, and if you had more time, what additional research would you do?
If I had more time, I would have probably done research on like mental health more so than, like I talked about the cognitive impairment on like the brain and damage and how that affects their physical life, but not like depression, anxiety, etc.